Good morning. I'm happy
Got
to
it.
see everybody. Great to have you here. Looking forward to a lively and spirited and worthwhile conversation today about where you are in the process of your own course creation journey. And hoping that in the course of the time that we spend together, you will find something valuable to take away, and you will also offer something valuable that someone else can take away. That's the idea here. Everybody works at their own pace, everybody's in a different place, but we're all committed to our own progress and our own process. And if we can help one another along on the way, that's even better. Okay, so we're going to begin with check-ins and some networking. And I am delighted to introduce my good friend, Jimmy White, who is um, a master at creating content for in-person courses and also working to become a master at creating and presenting online courses. He is one of my mentors. I am very honored that you're here today and that you have bestowed us with your presence in our meeting. You have meant so much to me and you've done so much to help me in my journey. So would you introduce yourself to everyone so that everybody gets to know you?
Sure. Jim White, and I live in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm in the business of organizational consulting. I set up workshops and organizations largely around embodied leadership and I really enjoy doing that, and I like teaching of that. I've gotten recently, past 10 years, enamored with neuroscience and the application of neuroscience constructs and workshop design and implementation. And then when COVID came, we started moving this online. And the latest kind of thing that we're doing is taking the work that we do at Kripalu, which is a yoga center that many of you may know about, and taking the kinds of in-person, highly embodied workshops that take place in groups and moving that capacity to online. And so that's what I've been interested in. And I'm working on 2 courses right now with a team of people. And I'm glad to be here and glad to see you and really anxious to find out how people are doing.
Tell us about the book.
Oh, the book. We 5 of us co-authored a book called Designing and Leading Life-Changing Workshops. And it is bringing in what we've learned with the mind body workshop work that we've been doing, where we train facilitators who want to take their work sort of into the world at a deeper level. We train facilitators to design and lead highly impactful, highly connecting workshops. A lot of cognitive, but a lot of activity as well, and experiential. And the book was out in November, and we're very happy with it and very pleased with it. And so the course we're building, just to finish on that, is that we're building an online course right now, which will reflect a lot of the content in the book.
And Jimmy and I have known each other since, what, a year ago, April?
Year ago, April, right.
When I stumbled. Go ahead.
That's right. No, exactly. A year ago, April, when I guess that was COVID time, wasn't it? When we set up we do a weekly webinar kind of thing where those of us that have worked together at Kripalu come together once a week and talk about how do you take this work online. So it's a lot of fun. A lot of nice surprises about what's possible.
So happy that you're here.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good to be here and to see everybody.
You're welcome. So if everybody can just briefly say who they are briefly and then talk about what their wins were this week and what their challenges are, what I'm going to recommend is the following. We've set things up as per Alexis's suggestion last week to have a breakout of 30 minutes instead of 20 today, 3 people in a room. What I'm going to suggest is talk about your wins and the challenges bring into the breakout room and use that as a time to get more feedback from a smaller group, and that way you can have more time to talk about it. If anybody has just a general suggestion when people share, that's fine. I just want to make sure that everybody has a chance to share. So whoever would like to go first is welcome to do so.
Well, good morning, everyone. I guess it's afternoon for some of you. I'm Ani from LA, and this week I had a very busy week in my office, still do, which is great because that's where right now, that's where my money's coming from. But I created several things. I finished creating my social media page. So if you go on my Instagram, in my thing, you click it and my page comes up, and I learned how to put a pop-up form for my lead magnet within that. So that was like a big win for me because it took me 2 hours to watch videos how to create that freaking pop-up thing. But it worked, and now I know it. And then I've decided actually that I'm gonna push my course launch to next year, because even though I have about 200 people on my list, but these are the list of my clients, and that's not a solid list to release a course. So I'm gonna, next 3 months, I'm gonna take Helene's kind of the steps and build my list to have at least 200 people. Then I'm gonna launch my course so I can have a decent launch. That's me this week. Oh, and Jim, welcome.
Ani, can you share what the
Thank
course
you.
is about?
Oh, my course is, since I'm a pain relief specialist, my course is going to be self-help techniques for neck pain relief, and specifically neck pain that's coming from jaw clenching and grinding, tongue release, very unique advanced techniques that I'm going to be teaching. It's not a live workshop, but it's going to be videos of the techniques they're going to learn.
Okay, thank you. Oh, what a cute little one, Helene. Hello, whatever your name is. What's your son's name?
I found here it's closed because there's a strike. It's like Alexander, but in French. Say hi.
Say it again.
So it's like Alexander, but in French.
How do you say-
Alexandre.
Alexandra.
Yeah.
So,
Hello, Alexandra.
So
Nice
hi
to
there.
meet you.
I'm Hélène. Nice to meet you, Jim.
thank you.
So so my course is indoor gardening. Learn to grow your own food all year round. So my wins this week is okay. So I basically focused on, even though I know what my course is going to be, I had like a top 3 course ideas, and I decided to do a poll. And I had a terrific amount of responses from my email list and from both of my social media platforms. And now I have to compile all this data. And I'm thinking I should learn to build a nurturing sequence for each of those, so that whenever I'm ready to launch a course related to, or even like a webinar related to those topics, I can, they're hot and ready to go. And I was also thinking of using everyone who answered my top course idea, to offer them a validation call with me. So that means a lot of meetings to book, a lot. But I think this is going to set the foundation for having a successful first launch. And I have my dates now. That's another one of my wins. So January 31st is going to be the beginning of my course. So that means I have to give birth in between, like just before I start the live webinars, and have my staff, like have everything ready to go. Have everything ready to go, and kind of have the promotion happening in the background. So yeah. So my challenge is, I think right now is really handling the flow of data that's coming to me, because things are picking up, and it's a challenge because I'm a mom. So I'm gonna let somebody else talk.
Hey, he likes being on camera, huh? Hey, we like to see you. Future course builders of America. So what I'd love to do is continue, and what I'd like to ask you to do is try to compact, make it concise as you can. If we need to go a little bit over, that's okay. I'm going to stick with the half hour for the breakouts because that's what we agreed to. And then whatever is left will be time for wrap up discussion. I know Deepanjali, you were going to share something with us, so we can defer that time to you after.
Yeah. So I can share something which I've already
Can you
sent
turn your volume up a little? It's hard to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is it better?
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah.
Can't hear you.
Dipanjali, you're again mute, I think.
Yeah, so I've created some steps. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Deepanjali. I'm from India, New Delhi. And I run
Dipanjali, I think we were going to go after the breakout rooms, right, Joan? I mean, that was the thing, or you want the presentation right now?
No, I'm
She's just introducing herself.
Okay, sorry.
So I'm Deepanjali. I'm from India, New Delhi. I run a agency called Filia Solution. And I help coaches, course creators, and authors create sales funnel, high converting funnels, which puts their business on autopilot and helps them save time and increase sales. So I've got 20 years of experience as a software developer, and today I will be, sharing some tips, basically some steps on how to create a sales funnel for a coaching business after the breakout room process. And nice to have you here, Jim. Nice to know about you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And this week I have also shared. I hope everyone's got that. I've created a design, a lead magnet design, which I've shared with all of you also. If you want to have a look at it. So these are the kind of designs that we create and I create, and which can really help you. If you are using any kind of tool, you can refer this design and create a lead magnet, which is high converting. The fonts that I've used, the colors, the color combinations, the kind of headings are there. So that kind of design can help you in creating your lead magnet.
Thank you. So I'll go next. So my wins this week. I am working on I'm refining my validation. I don't know why I'm blocking on it.
No worries. Deep breaths.
You
I wanna
proposition.
say
Yeah.
value proposition. Thank you. So I'm doing several things. Helene, you're doing 12,000 things, and there's no way we can ever keep up with you, which is okay because you're at that pace and it works. I'm working on a bunch of stuff also. I'm working full time as a psychotherapist, and my practice is busier than ever, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm also looking for a way to carve out more dedicated time to do this work, and I've been working on that this week, and that's been a victory. In terms of my value proposition, I'm working with Amy's model in List Builder Society, which is one of Amy Porterfield's programs that I am working on with several other people here who are doing that as well. And I'm also in a course with a teacher whose name is Danny Eny called Launch Your Courses. His program is based on getting clear on your market, getting clear on what you're going to be teaching, and then doing market research to go right into pilot program, which I believe is also what's known as a seed launch. And so I have a lot going on. I'm moving forward in that. I already have a list of over 100 people to contact and probably more. That's not without that is without social media, which is one of my challenges I'm going to put to the side for a minute. But I just wanted to read you this quickly. I came up with two things, and what I'd love to be able to get help with I'd like to refine this. I don't know if this is what I want to focus on today, but I had two things that I combined together, one of which is a shorter who do I serve and what do I do statement, and the other, which is the value proposition, which is as I understand it, is a bit longer. Like the value proposition might not be something you can quickly say when someone says, what do you do? So I teach health conscious women between 25 and 55 how to connect with their intuition and cultivate an abundance mindset, which enables them to release false beliefs that have kept them feeling stuck and free them to think more confidently, speak more authentically, and take bold action to create an inspiring life.
Pretty big value proposition.
Pretty big, as in there's a lot that I'm saying I'm going to deliver.
Next is long. You need to cut it short.
And long, yes. Okay, so thank you for that feedback about that, because that was what I was thinking also. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that for now. I'll talk about the challenges in the breakout, but I want to talk about one other big win this week. I'm very excited. So the people running the course I'm doing put out a call for people and said, do you want to be in a movie? And I said, absolutely. So I'm going to be in a documentary.
Awesome.
On the journey of being a course builder. So we're going to have a professional videographer do a tape of me in the beginning. And then throughout the time that I'm going to be creating my course, I'm going to be submitting video with some feedback on what my experience has been that particular week. And then at the end, they're going to do a video at the end. I knew from the beginning that this was going to be used for promotion, and I was fine with it because they said they will put what you do, your website, and all of that up there. And so every time they run that, it's going to have my information on. So that's the first part. The second part is it is being made in the form of a documentary because they're going to be submitting it to film festivals. So I'm psyched. I'm working on getting my videographer set up within the next day or so and starting to do that, the taping. And that's it. I have an announcement I'll tell you guys about later about something else I would like to invite you to do, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Wow, that's huge.
Awesome. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So I can go next. My name is Jackie. I live in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where we still don't have snow. So this is fairly good news for us. Like that, we'll call that a big win for the middle of. I was out, I think, just in a sweater last weekend, so that is a big win for my climate. Ellen will get that right. So for me, it's been working on, I have my lead magnet ready and so just started writing copy. It's been an insane week, but I have time blocked today. I'm going to do a clarity break to help kind of just clear my mind and do that. So if you don't do those, I highly recommend them. They're really good, and I wrote a blog about it. I can put that in the comments. But so for me, it's time and motivation around sitting at home. Once again, for the 20th month, there are people around me where there was not people around me 2 years ago. So that is a challenge. And I'm excited because I phoned my brother up the other day and said, hey, what do you think about co-leasing some office space, just like a sublet? And he's like, yeah, I think so. So we're actually going to go look at a possibility next week, because it's not so bad if we have to split it. And then I'm not home hunkered in I'm in my craft room right now, which is because my husband is in our office and I just can't, I can't have two of us on the phone. It drives me nuts. So this is where I hang out and I hate it because this is supposed to be my happy, fun place. So not my workplace. But I cleaned it up yesterday and I actually crafted for the first time in 2 weeks. So we are I think turning the mental tide on that one. Oh, I create resources and around leadership. So empowering other people. I think about today as we are in a leadership crisis because we have put a generation of people into leadership and not ever taught them what to do. And we are, I think, feeling the effects of that. We are feeling the effects of that in in ineffective teams, in poor communication, and in people not feeling fulfilled and empowered.
Hi, Joan. I can go. Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Hello, everybody. I've been absent for a couple of weeks because I've had my little meltdowns with social media. I am just, oh my goodness, that is such a challenge. But you know, Helene has been in my court and really helping me get through this. So I cannot thank her enough. My journey right now, my wins is I think we're almost there. Like, I think I have one more step before it all links together. So just working on that content, working on being really clear with the ICA, you know, trying to develop that lead magnet and really having some reflection on what that lead magnet would be, how useful that lead magnet. I mean, we can pull from multiple ideas, but we really want to be able to understand our ICA and see what, you know, again, what that pain point is, right? And how we can assist them with that. Sorry, Jim, I forgot to add that I'm creating a course online. I'm in List Builders Society as well as DCA. And my course is working with women specifically on self-worth, self-esteem, self-respect, and exploring a holistic lens as well as a therapeutic lens. I'm a counselor, a psychotherapist as well. So I have a full practice. And really just trying to manage everything, right? We have so many balls in the air. And you know, Jackie, I love what you said about clarity break. I think I need to take that every day. Like, that's what I'm feeling, right? We just need to shut it off for a little bit and you know, and regenerate us, however that, whatever that self-care looks like. You know, like this morning I was in my little meditation room and I was just reading a book and I'm thinking, wow, like I need to do this more often. I need to break away from the craziness of everything, of trying to get everything up and running and getting the list and getting the course, right? But really having that self-care piece and really being compassionate with myself, knowing that this is such a wonderful experience, but such an experience of us trying to gain this knowledge and really just being compassionate, you know, on this path that we're on, right? So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at.
It's great.
That's good.
Shall I go? Okay. So, hi everyone, this is Shretaj, and again, I am a funnel expert who is a strategist, who have been running a digital agency, Filia Solutions, for the past 9 years now, and been in the industry for the past 18 years now. The complete technical industry. I know how websites are made. I know what funnels are. I know what digital marketing is. Obviously, in the past 3 and 5 years, past 5 years, I have developed this niche of developing the entire funnel systems. So how to do that for coaches, course creators, colleges like Harvard Medical School, Manchester University. So we know how that converts. So this is what I do, and great. I agree with Jacqueline right now. Sometimes what we do at this point when we try to work very hard, we don't take care of ourselves and we feel guilty for taking a break. I would suggest not to feel guilty. Take that break, take that weekend off, go to a spa, go to your travel, whatever that makes you feel very good.
Okay, that we're not pushing it here. We're not taking a weekend. I can't take a weekend. I can take a little break.
Take 2 hours of
But
break.
I get it. I
If
get
that's all, yeah, do that. Then not to feel guilty about it. Okay, that's that.
Okay. Rick?
Yes.
Hello, come
Hello.
join us and share. You're here already. Share what you're doing and how things are going.
Okay, it's been a good week. Welcome, Jim. Glad to see you. This week I completed, actually late last night, I completed my lead magnet, which is simply a 2,000 word guide on how to journal and why to journal and what journal will give back to you. So that's my freebie. My actual landing page, thank you page, and email sequence, I finally got that right. It took a little help. I'm a okay. Part of my history has been I've been a hardline coder. I write programs. I write database programs for corporations, fairly large corporations, and the ease of use. I use ConvertKit. The ease of use, the things that they do for you automatically, keep befuddling me. I expect it to be much harder than it really is, because I'm a logic person. I'm a troubleshooter. I look for the problem and try to fix it. They've already done that for me. I am so not used to that. But anyway, the sequence is fine. I got hung up in the automation for 3 days, but that's going good. And so as soon as I format my lead magnet into a proper PDF, then I will load it and we will go live. If anybody, Helene already said she would test for me, but yeah, I will send a link out to everybody so that you can look at it and be as critical as you need to. My feelings do not get hurt. This is a serious thing to me, and I still live with my sense of humor. So go ahead, be brutal, test away, have fun. I don't have a course. I am building a course, but this is step one. I am going to write a book about how to write and publish a book. And this will be done fairly quickly. And every week I will be writing an email to all my subscribers explaining what I did this week and why I did it and why it had to be done. So that by the end of the process, including publication, the process will end when you can actually go to Amazon and buy the darn book. So between that, I'm going to explain exactly how to do it all the way through. And once we get done with that, then I will take all of those emails that I wrote and condense them into a course to teach people online. Hopefully it will be evergreen, because I am way past the age when I'm supposed to have retired. So, and then I can get back to painting, which is my true passion. I am an artist, a fine art portraitist. So that's where I am. I will be live this week. So expect a note from me saying, please, please help.
So I just want to tell you, for those of you that don't remember, and I'm sure most of you do, if not all of you, that when Rick came to this group, he said, I've never done any of this before, and I'm not sure what to do, and I'm so new at this. And I'm telling you, you are so light years ahead of not only where you were, but you're light years ahead of some of us that are still struggling with what you've been able to do. So I am in awe. I just want to say that, really. So bravo.
Awesome.
It's been a good trip, and I want to thank all of you guys, because you're the ones that have held my nose to the grindstone. And so I have to report to you every Friday. I have to get up early in the morning to report to you every Friday. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here, and so exciting to hear about your journey. And I will tell you that if someone didn't know you, they wouldn't know that you weren't doing this for quite a while. Really, it certainly sounds that way. Am I right, everybody?
Agreed. Agreed, completely.
So yay. Okay, so I had originally intended to set us up into groups of 3. We're smaller than I expected, so we could even do groups of 2, which will give everybody more time. But why don't you, for those, if there's anyone who's a Saturday Night Live fan in the audience and know who Mike Meyer is, who's actually, I think, Canadian, Mike Meyer, he had a character. Yes, Jackie, he had a character. He did, there was an imitation of Barbara Streisand. He said, talk amongst yourselves. So talk amongst yourselves for a few more minutes. Anybody want to share while I do this, and then we'll go into breakouts.
Does anyone here blog? I'm old school. I have something that I created for mine that is a summary so that I can search. Like when I go to look for a link for a blog post to be shared or whatever, I don't have to go. I used to search through, like, which was fine
Okay.
when I had like 10 blog posts, and now that I have, like, 50, it's proving a problem. So I'm happy to share that. You can just take out my content and put in yours. Just let me know and I can put it in the chat.
Sure.
Great,
Please.
thank you. And Jim just put in a note in the chat, which was very thoughtful and considerate. Andrea is at the dentist, so she can't talk right now, but she's listening.
Yes.
So we hope that what happens is relatively quick and not too irritating. Hopefully not irritating at all, but we're glad that you can make it. So let's see. I still haven't figured out. I know that if Jim and I had spoken about this before, he would have been able to help me with this. I don't know how to automatically assign people, and you can't actually do that until people come into the room. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing it manually. So please forgive me if you are paired up with somebody you've already spoken to. I know everybody wants to meet everybody else, but I'm sure you'll get value out of seeing each other, and I know you love being together. So I don't even know why I said that. So just give me 1 second. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so Jim, you'll be here with us for a half hour? Okay, and Andrea can't join in the group because she's not able to.
11:15 this one. Yeah.
11:15. Okay, perfect. Okay. And Jackie. Jackie, 2.
Jackie, is there any way you can send that whatever you just put so we can view it instead of just automatically download it?
So you can view it?
It can't. Like when I click on it, it just wants me to download it.
Sure. I can message you. I don't know if it helps to message you.
You can shoot me a message. Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks.
Sure. Yeah. I will do that.
Jim, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Just bear with me. I had it all figured out for twice the number of people. So, yeah, Jackie, 2, 4, 6, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, 2, 4, 6. Okay. 8, 7. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Eileen and Jackie. Okay, I'm gonna start setting it up, and then whoever is the person I can't figure out that I'm missing will come up as I see who's not assigned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, actually 4. Okay. Jim, remember when we had no idea how to do this last year? I'm going to tell you guys some cool stuff that Jim taught us. We learned a lot of cool stuff from him at some point, but let me just get us into groups now. Oh, how do you like that? It pre-assigned. I didn't realize. Okay, so actually, let's see. Let me okay, 1 second. We have here. My apologies, you guys. Just bear with me.
No
Jackie,
worries.
keep talking, keep talking. Come on, there's lots to say. I'm sure you have something else you want to mention.
So I was a bit late. Jim, can you welcome to the group first, by the way?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's amazing. I just missed out on your introduction. Can you
Oh,
repeat?
I live in Baltimore, Maryland, and I am a stand-up trainer by profession. I do leadership workshops in large organizations, government and private sector. And recently, in the past 15 years, I guess it's been, I've gotten very enamored of the mind-body connection with regard to learning and operating in kind of emotional intelligence dimensions. And so, and I am kind of a very much a neuroscience enthusiast, not a scientist, just enthusiastic about the implications for the mind and the brain, and how you can use your mind to change your brain and all of that. So I'm doing a couple of courses right now in a team of people, and I can talk about that when we get in the smaller group. But and they're in different stages of development. And I had a breakthrough. I'm moving to Portugal in a couple of months from Baltimore, and I'm going to be on a webinar that originates in Portugal on Saturday on cross-cultural expat, how to successfully working as an expat, living cross-culturally, accessing joy, etc. Because it isn't easy for a lot of folks, as you well know. So
Yeah. It's like a digital nomadic life, which
yes,
is
exactly.
Do you
And
speak Portuguese?
No, not yet. I've started lessons. And yes. And French and Spanish don't necessarily help a lot. So.
Not with Portuguese. Well, maybe Spanish a little bit, no?
A little bit, but the sound system's different, but the words may look the same. So that's it. So how do you pronounce your name?
It's Kshitij. Call me K. That's perfectly fine.
Okay. And you're where are you from?
I'm from India.
Okay.
I'm from Gujarat state of India.
And Gujarat and Dipanjali. Where are you from?
She's from
New Delhi, India.
I'm sorry?
New Delhi.
New
capital.
Delhi. Okay. I lived in India for 4 years, so that's why.
That's
yeah.
great. So where did you live?
I mean, where in India you
I
used to
was
live?
in Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh state for a couple of years, and then in Patna in Bihar state
Oh,
for
wow.
2 years. Yes.
Okay.
Two beautiful places.
Yes.
Two quite different
Very,
cultures.
very different places. Yeah.
Very
Two,
different.
4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8.
So how was your experience?
I loved it. After the first 3 months or so, it took 3 or 4 months to get adjusted, and but after that, then I really loved it, and so I've learned to cook curry. I haven't done it recently, but I know I can make naan and puris and different curry
that's
dishes.
nice.
Yeah, things like that. So.
We need an invitation.
So if we get together in person and we
We'll
do a
have it.
potluck, you can
Yeah.
bring some naan and puri, which I love.
Okay.
And of course, Kshitij and Dipanjali, we would
I love to cook, so I can actually do that.
Okay. Well, something to look forward to. Okay, thank you for your patience. I have everybody assigned except Andrea. Andrea, I will come hang out with you if you can come on camera. If you can't and you want to just stay on, you're welcome to. And then when we come back, you'll be able. When you come back, you'll be able to hear what we're sharing. So let's get going. I had a couple of requests. I just did whatever I could to try to accommodate to those requests. So you can be working with people that will help you. You may know them. I'm just going to give you a hint. And in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful breakout. And what we're going to do is we're going to do it for a half hour. The only thing is, holy moly, how do I set it so? Oh, here it is. Breakout closes automatically after. Can I do this? I can do it. How exciting. After 30 minutes. Okay, cool. So we're ready to go. Take whatever you feel would be helpful to use as a subject for this and go in. You have 15 minutes apiece, however you want to divide it up. If you want to go back and forth or one person at a time and then feedback, it's up to you. See you soon.
Okay.
Just please accept the rooms. I'll be popping into somebody's room. Not sure who yet. On the call.
No,
Hi, you.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
hi,
Let
Joan.
me j-
Hey, hey, hey. So I'm here both to listen and also to ask a couple of questions because I know we're talking about social media, which is also driving me up the wall. But I know you mainly wanted to do that first, so I'm going to listen.
Okay. So I just sent a message to Wong Wong. So my executive assistant has started working with Jackie, and I'm working with her as well to get everything ready so that Wong Wong, my staff, can, kind of run with it and prepare her social media content from her pretty images basically, and the back end. Yeah, reste plus, mon amour. Je suis désolée, mon ange. J'ai mangé, on va dîner tantôt. Sorry, there's going to be a lot of interruptions.
No, that's okay.
Okay,
I don't mind. Not
I'm
at
gonna
all.
walk the same. Oops.
He's so cute.
So right now, Joan, Helene has been helping me manage my, get my Facebook account and my Instagram account reading one another. Right?
Yeah.
And then I have my website. So we've got into a glitch with regards to a connection in there, just because my .com address for my website is not available in Facebook. Right, so we have to connect all of them.
I think that's a topic we should just talk about briefly so that Joan knows about it too, because it's something that my business teacher taught me before I even chose what my domain was going to be, my company name and all that. And I realized that a lot of entrepreneurs, they register their business and then they think of social media, and then the handle of their social media is already taken by somebody else. And then nothing matches anymore. And it's a pain if you have to tell people where to find you. And it's .com on Facebook, but it's .org on Instagram, and it's .co or something like that on your website. Then you have to say 3 different things. People can't find you easily.
I have a question. I'm a little confused. I understand that you'd like ideally to have everything be the same so that you have that consistency. But if you have a domain, you have the right to whatever that .com or that .org is. I'm not sure what you mean. I mean, I understand that when I went looking, I actually was trying last week to, when I found a few minutes, to look up articles on Instagram and how you choose your name. And there are all these articles about what to do and how to choose it. And so then I found one where you could actually search to find a name. And I looked up Your Amazing Journey. It's gone. I looked up Amazing Journey and it's gone. That's the name of my website. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because I wasn't on social media
It's
before.
taken.
I might
Yeah.
just need to use my name or maybe match up something related, come up with, and that's one of the things I'm working on is figuring out what to name my business page, because I had one name, which was Joan Stensler - Your Amazing Journey, figuring that would pick up both. Then I changed it to Your Amazing Journey to Confident Communication, because I was originally focusing several months ago on building a course on communication. And now because I'm focusing on courage and confidence, I was thinking I should change the name of the page to match that, but then how do you know, like, how you match it all up if you have that dilemma where you can't find something that's,
Well, then you have to pick something else. It's easier if it matches. You're gonna pull your hair out once you're on social media to try to explain to people where to find you if it doesn't match. Like, they're gonna try to type something that they can remember. And if it's not the same on each platform and your website is different, they're not going to be able to find you. And they're just give up often.
my question is, because I don't know, my question is, would it be less of a problem if you were able to find a name that you could use both on Instagram and Facebook, right? Even if
Yes.
your website has your name on it or some other name on it, as long as the social media matches up, because the link to whatever is on the page for your website just goes directly to whatever the name your website has, right?
You could, yeah, you could do that. You could do that. Like in my case, you see, I have a business name, and then for my domain, it's helenebad.co. There's no accents in there. The company is not there, but I purchased that domain. That's my main one. But I also purchased the one with the accents. I purchased the .com. I purchased the .ca. So if people type a little bit anything on Google or on the search bar, they'll get to my main website. It all points to my main website.
Which is smart. And actually I own, and I've been so busy, I haven't done anything with it. I have old websites on another web building service called Homestead. On that website, on that platform, I have my old therapy website, which was joanstenslerlcsw.com. So I own that. And what I want to do is get rid of that. I have another one on there that I still like, so I have to figure out how to get out of that service. But if I get rid of the website, I can then take that domain because it belongs to me and point it to the other one.
Yes.
So I just maybe I would then use Joan Stensler LCSW as the tail for everything. I don't know.
Yeah. So just check if it's available in both Instagram and Facebook if you want to be on those platforms. And yeah, you can just use that.
So Jackie, what would prevent you from just using your name as it is on the website?
Well, we're running into some problem on our Facebook business because it's defaulting. It keeps defaulting back to jackiepersona.co. It doesn't even allow us to put Jackie Persona. Like we do have in the bottom, right, Helene? We have that in the bottom.
Does it say it's taken?
Jackie Persona. It just goes back to it. It just goes back to that.
But it doesn't say it's taken, right?
No, it's just defaulting back.
And that's Facebook, correct?
Yeah, I just emailed my web designer and asked him to look into it. And if he could provide if he knows about it, I don't know. He said that it didn't matter, but it does. It does.
You doesn't realize, like when you're doing a live and at the end you're telling people to follow you and where to follow you, you don't want to have to say, at Hélène Hébert on Facebook, but it's at helenehébert.co on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like it's too confusing for people.
I might be able to help you with that. Chitej would be a good person to ask. Yeah. But it sounds like you've done a lot. I mean, you're facing some roadblocks, but it sounds like you've been working and doing a lot, Jackie.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. On top of having a full-time practice, right? You're still trying to, do the DCA. And I mean, I have it all printed for the 2 modules. So I'm just making sure I'm going over that. The VP, like I have that written out and I just want to make sure that I have that clarity, right? That vision, vision proposition. Vision?
Value,
Is that what-
value proposition.
Value proposition, yeah. So I just need to make sure that that's all done, but I've been like writing a lot of stuff. And now trying to just kind of breathe and then bring it all together, right? And like Helene, like, you know, we talked a little bit about having, you know, my next session with Wrong. And this weekend is just going to be about bringing it together in the proper compartments. So it's really clear.
One of the things I want to just share with you about my process is there are times when I'm working in List Builder Society, or when I'm doing something in Launch My Courses, and my process takes me to do something else. So 3 weeks ago, I just said, hey, I wonder who I would be able to, you know, approach and do some calls with about my pilot. So I sat down 3 weeks ago. I have a list that I haven't even gotten up to it yet in the course, but I have it done already because it was just something it came to me and I did it. So trust the process and know that what it's like is like putting together a jigsaw puzzle. Helene, you are remarkable because you can focus on one thing at a time and be disciplined and go from step to step to step to step to step. It doesn't work that way for me. And so I'm wondering if that might be helpful to you, Jackie, because sometimes stuff just comes up and you have things you've done and it doesn't always fit together exactly the way you would think. And then you just go back and do the rest of it. You know, I mean, I'm not saying disregard the rules and throw it all out. I'm just saying if inspiration hits and you start focusing on working some other things out and it comes out because it's kind of natural. Oh, that's what I can do about self-esteem. Then go with that and then focus back on the other. I mean, you're doing a lot, both of you. I don't know how you're doing it. Both of you are doing both courses at once. I mean, actually, I'm doing 2 courses also. It's just I'm not doing Amy's course.
You know, and Helene's got some little chiclets there and another little one ready to come. I don't know where, do not know where that woman has her energy. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You are just nonstop.
That's for sure.
Me, the time blocking works.
What'd you say?
Time blocking works for me.
Yeah, I know. I was up at
Things in
4.
my life.
I was up at 4:30 this morning. Oh my goodness! But you know, I got a lot done. I got a lot done in those 2 hours, right? But I have to be consistent with that. Yeah. So you know, definitely done a lot of work. But it's like you know, this is the foundation. This foundation part of social media needs to be up and running properly in order for the list building to even begin. If there's a disconnect in the social media platform, the list building is not going to start.
Well, that's if you're only using social media for it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I want to do, I love speaking. I do. I love speaking. My dad was an English professor and he would read poetry and I love the sound of the spoken word. So I love speaking and sharing things with people. And so I'm thinking of doing 2 things. I'm thinking of really looking into, and I actually have someone that's invited me already to be on her podcast. And I'm thinking of eventually doing a podcast. I think that would be a great way to get the word out. And I think for me, doing that, and I'm not saying there wouldn't be certain bells and whistles to figure out, but for me, doing that would be easier than doing social media. Not that I won't do social media, but I'm really drawn to that and I'm drawn to video. So you could do some things with that as well. I mean, not to add to your plate, but I don't think social media is the only way to go. I think it's one way to go and it can be a good way to go.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree with you. But I like that way. I
Okay,
like
well,
that way because,
Well, that's good.
you know, for me, I think it just aligns. It aligns with me for sure. Like I'm definitely drawn to it. You know, there will also be other pathways that are open other than social media for, you know,
Right.
email listing as well. But
Right.
yeah, I've just been I've been hunkering down and really just thinking and writing and I'm pretty good at that. But now this weekend is just about bringing it all together. I just got to scoot out for the washroom for a second.
Sure. So I would love to connect with you this week. I just have to take a look and see what's going on. I had this client emergency, someone who's been having a very hard time, which is why I couldn't meet with you Thursday, but I would love
Not a
your help.
problem.
I would love your help with this. I really would. I would love
Yeah,
it.
whenever you're ready. Like, unfortunately, I'm not knowledgeable about podcasts. I've been a guest on a few podcasts, but how to record it, actually, Jan Ditchfield, my business coach, my first business coach, she's recording it on video and she puts it on her YouTube channel. And then she edits the sound and she makes a podcast for her podcast channel.
Oh, very
So it's like
interesting.
yeah. And then she takes bits and pieces and she repurposes the content for her social media.
Well, right
So
now
it's great.
I'm not ready to do it myself. I'd like to eventually. Right now, I'd like to get on podcasts and talk about what I'm doing as a way to,
That's a great idea.
yeah.
Like, it's really a good way, like you're borrowing other people's audiences
Mhm.
and it works. Alexandre, yeah, it really works. Like, I've done that a few times and I'm looking into doing it again.
Mhm.
It's a really enriching experience too, because you end up talking about, you're approaching different things from different angles, because the person who's interviewing you has a totally different background, right? So you're finding a place that meshes both worlds, their world and your world.
Mhm.
So it gives you like total freedom to talk about something a bit different. Yeah, I like that.
So Andrea, who's in the group and in the dentist chair, unfortunately, she's a podcaster. And so I'm going to get in touch with her and ask her about doing something. I just want to get clear on exactly what I'm going to be talking about before I do, but it's getting clearer. And there are a lot of different things I could talk about. So what I'm going to start doing is just write down some topics. Jackie, I was just talking about the idea of just doing some podcasts to get my name out there. I have to get my lead magnet. I have to get my opt-in page on the website to fluidly and effectively align with getting people's email and the lead magnet and getting onto MailChimp. MailChimp used to be compatible with Wix and it no longer is. And I did a workaround. I just figured out myself. And what it's doing for those of you, I don't know if I know, Helene, I think you subscribed and I appreciate it. What happens is it sends me an email and says this person subscribed, which means I have to put it in by hand, which is not what I want, but I did it that way just so I wouldn't lose anybody if they decided to subscribe. So once I get that done and I have that fluidly working, then I can go on a podcast and talk about what I do and talk about an abundance mindset and what does that mean and what difficulties do people have in building and sustaining that abundance mindset, and how does that help you to be courageous? I can do that without a problem, but I want to be able to then say, for more information, if you'd like, blah, 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 and then, well, for the lead magnet, so I can get people's names. So I think for me, that may be a faster way to do it. Not that social media wouldn't also be a good idea, because I think it is. So, but you're right, Jackie, everybody has to find their own way, whatever feels right to them.
Yeah. Yeah. And also wherever your ICA is.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's sometimes.
And if you're, I mean, like for me, my ICA right now, because I don't have an email list, is I'm going by my counseling, like my clients, right? Those are the clients that are drawn to me. So based on the type of clientele that I have and their pain points, that's where I'm going to start. That will change, I think, as my email list grows and the polls that I send out, the questions that I send out, and the engagement that I have with my audience or my ICA. I think that eventually that will shift. But it's like, we have to have somewhere to start.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how I feel. I need to start like on this platform and see what happens from that.
I'd like to do a podcast eventually. I'd like to do a podcast eventually later on. Once I have daycare for my child, I can probably.
I love that idea.
My new
podcast.
child. I'm talking.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who takes care of your kids while you're busy doing all of this?
Well, my oldest, she goes to school,
Okay.
and my youngest has daycare, but they're on strike today and yesterday.
Got it.
So, and then, but my new one's on a waiting list. I don't know when I'm gonna get daycare for him or her. So, yeah.
How old is Alexandra?
4.
So cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, Jackie, you want to do video. Did you choose on Facebook or Instagram
Did I
or
choose?
both? Yeah, you want to do a
Oh.
live video.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, whatever, what do you think?
Just for the logistic of it, I prefer shooting live on Facebook because I can then save the recording and post it on Instagram. If I do a live on Instagram, I'm not able to save it to post it on Facebook as well.
Yes, and I put that question into the Facebook page. So
Okay.
I'm just waiting a response.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Now so you want to do a podcast, Joan? I want to continue with the videos because it's working well, but I want to create a YouTube channel or it's going to be on my website. I'm not sure yet, but where my videos would be stored there and people could access them all and search them by like a keyword.
You can't put it on the website. You can put an embedded link on the website, but it's got to be stored somewhere else. So I have all mine on a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel and I learned how to develop it. I haven't fully developed it because there's so many different things to do, but there are different ways you can do it and there are different services. And that's a question I have for people in the group who've been doing video. Has anyone used Vimeo? Has anyone used any of these other services? And what are some of the relative benefits of using one versus the other? The other thing I wanted to check out, and I'd like to ask you guys, and mainly Helene, because you've been doing all these videos, I do videos directly on Zoom, and then I put them on my YouTube channel. When you record to put something on Facebook.
Yeah, it's from my iPhone. I'm not using anything else. It's just my iPhone. Okay, so you've never used, are you doing it on, so you're doing it with a record feature on the iPhone, or are you doing it through Zoom on the iPhone? No, not Zoom. So basically in Facebook, you can set an event. Okay, you schedule an event and you have your event description, your image that you put in there and the time where it starts. And then it gets broadcasted to all of your Facebook accounts, okay, to all of your followers. And if they click that they want to attend, they get a reminder a few minutes before, okay? And really what I do is I just go in my Facebook account and I check my my notifications. It tells me your live is going to start soon. I just click on it and then I start my live when it's time. And then what I like about it is I see people's comments. I see who joins and I see their comments so I can answer live. And then when it's over, I just press, it saves the video on my iPhone. And that allows me to post it also on Instagram. And I can dump it on my Google Drive in my computer as well, So I post that on YouTube. Is there a limit as to the amount of storage space you have on Google Drive? I just bought an upgrade. So let me just check now. I have. Je sais pas c'est quoi le gars, Now I have 100 gigs and it's costing me about $28 a year. Sorry. I have so many back-to-back meetings today, and my husband is gone today. I'm like playing him on the TV. I feel guilty, but so yeah, so it's costing me. I just did the upgrade because I'm putting a lot of videos there, and they're fairly big. So yeah, now it's taking me to 100 gigs.
Getty, you definitely need YouTube or something else, because then you won't have to pay. Yeah.
You don't pay for your YouTube channel?
There are ways, there are
Okay.
ways, there are reasons there are options where you could upgrade and pay for certain things. I haven't gotten that far, and I have no
You don't
problem.
need it.
The
Eh?
only thing is when you first go on it, it limits how long the video is. I think initially it limits the video to 15 minutes, but there's a I can't think of the word. There's a feature where you can change it. That's not the right word, but you know what I'm talking about. There's a setting where you can change it, and then eventually it will allow you to put as much as you want. I have like an hour and a half to 2 hour videos on there that are all private from the group, so that when
Okay.
I taught the group, I could just send them the link and nobody else would see it. So yeah.
Would you show me how to create a YouTube channel? That would be such a big piece for me.
I will do my absolute best to show you what I remember. Sure.
Okay, that would be insanely good for me. I have to make a multi-language one somehow, or you know, like there has to be a place where it's in English and a place where it's in French, like, because right now it's all over the place on my social media only, and I don't like that. People can't find the topics easily.
That's a good question. I don't know, but we can try that. Sure. Let me
Okay.
ask you a question. When you're doing taping for Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm wrong, there's a smaller maximum amount of tape you can put on Instagram compared to Facebook?
There's no minimum.
Oh, for Reels, there's no minimum on Instagram? I thought it was like,
For videos and for Reels, there's no minimum. That I
really?
know of.
I thought the reels were quite short.
Yeah, I thought the
Oh,
Reels.
you're talking about the duration. Okay, 15.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can do Reels. Reels and the IGBTs are different, right?
Yeah. I think
So-
the IGTVs, are they not an hour?
No. The ideal time is really between 15 and 22 minutes. Okay, but if you want to do, so let's say I do a live video with educational content in it, you want it to be around 15 minutes, 15 to 22 minutes. That gives enough time for people to see that you're live and click on the button. And it's not too long that people start dropping before the end, before you announce your freebie or your lead magnet or your call to action that we call. Okay, so that's one thing. Those are, like your live Instagram live will be turned into an IGBT. Okay, so it's just a video. All right.
What is IGBT?
IGBT is Instagram video. T is for I don't know what, but
Instagram TV.
Instagram TV.
IGTV, okay. So go back a
IGBT.
second. What did you say becomes an IGTV?
IGVT.
VT.
Yeah, video something.
Somebody
think
was
TV.
Somebody was dyslexic. I'm kidding.
Yeah, so when you
We won't mention any names.
when you do an Instagram live, you know, after you're done, it'll save it into your IGVT sort of window. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And you don't have the minimum or a maximum. You can do it longer, but what I've been taught is limited to 15 to 22 minutes, because otherwise it's too long and people are dropping like flies, and then you say your call to action at the end and nobody's there to hear it.
So you're
Okay.
talking about, you're talking about 15 to 20 minutes for live video that you're doing on Facebook that then can be put,
Or
that,
Instagram.
that goes to Instagram. But with Reels, the Reels are shorter, aren't they? Because
Reels are way shorter. So Reels are like a tiny advertising or little window in your life. So those, if I try to make one, now they just changed the settings. You can do it 15 seconds is ideal. But because you're gonna have a lot of views for 15 seconds. The longer it is, people are like consuming super quickly reels. Okay, so you can do 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or 60 seconds. That's the max. Okay. Oops, we're gonna get booted out.
We have 1 minute.
Okay, yes. So those are the times.
So when you do an Instagram reel, does it go anywhere else or it just stays on Instagram?
You can also post it on Facebook at the same time. And that's very new. That's like within the last month.
Oh,
I did my first one yesterday. Yeah.
so
Facebook
it comes out like a regular post with a pre-recorded video.
Yeah, but it also gets put into the pool of reels. If someone just wants to watch reels one after the other, it'll get put in there.
So do you use keywords in what you write on the reel to help attract people?
Yeah, those are okay. In Instagram, yes, hashtags.
Okay.
Not in Facebook. There's no hashtags in Facebook yet.
Okay.
Hashtag.
Very good. Back to recording.
Ooh, that means they didn't record us. Ooh, we got away with it.
We got away with it. That's right. Yeah. I thought that game that you guys were playing was fantastic. I mean, I'm sorry. Oh,
It does record wherever I am. It goes wherever the
Where you
moderator
go. All right.
goes. So
very
you will hear a very important and interesting conversation about using Facebook, using Instagram for doing video, Instagram for live. And I really sound like I'm talking. I know what I'm talking about, but trust me, one of the people in the group who's a real expert at it is Elaine, and she was with us, so she was really helpful.
Oh, great.
So you'll get that as part of the video. Sorry, you won't
Great.
get the games, whatever that might have been.
Well, I enjoyed it, and I'm sorry I do need to go now, and we'll see you next week. But thank you
Great having you,
so
Jim.
much. Thank
Great
you.
to
Great.
know you, Jim.
Take care.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Jim.
My
Oh, you're welcome.
pleasure, my pleasure. Have a
Pleasure.
great weekend.
Thank you. We'll see you Monday and Wednesday.
Oh, yes, right, for your
Yes.
run through of the
Yeah.
workshop. Very exciting.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Take care.
Take care. Yay.
So we have 15 minutes, and I guess what I'd like to find out is, Dipanjali, would you like to talk about what you wanted to share now? And then with any time remaining, we can chat till the end. Were you ready to do something today?
The panel, I can't hear you. I think it's
I'll share
sound.
my screen.
You either need to talk a little louder or turn the volume up or something, because you've got a very sweet, soft voice and it's not coming across as clearly as we would love for it to.
Okay, am I audible?
Little
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
A bit louder though.
I am going to share my screen. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yep.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So this is, these are some steps that I've created for how to create a sales funnel for your coaching business. So basically, first of all, I would like to start with, what is a sales funnel? So a sales funnel is basically a journey that you make your online visitor go through in order for them to buy your product or service. And the journey, basically, the starting point of the journey is your free content, free offer, and the destination of the journey is your paid product or paid offer. Okay, so next thing that comes to mind is why do I need a sales funnel? So you need a sales funnel for your coaching business so that for you to be paid for your expertise. And basically a sales funnel puts the business on autopilot mode which saves time and increases your sales. So that's what we all want in our coaching business. So I'll start with the steps. The first step is to build awareness. In this step, you must create content to spread awareness about your message or topic of expertise. Examples are of doing this, creating awareness is blog posts, social media posts, podcast interviews, YouTube videos. That's the first step. The next step is to create your lead magnet or free gift. Basically, that's creating an irresistible lead magnet or a free gift that you give your warm audience in exchange for their email address. And the examples are checklists, cheat sheets or templates, white papers, swipe files, scripts, infographics, audios, videos. I guess we all are making these lead magnets and we have that idea of creating a free gift. The next step would be to sell your introductory offer. So you offer an introductory offer that is strongly related to your lead magnet, which is what we have created in step 1. The psychology behind the introductory offer is not to turn it into a revenue generator. And the examples could be a module from your digital course, coaching course, a month's trial in your membership community, a coaching or consulting call, video or an audio course, a paid challenge, a website audit, like in our case, while I'm also working on an offer where I can provide a free sales funnel audit to coaches. Next step would be to sell your core offer. And your core offer is your signature service or program, and it must provide a total 100% transformation for your ideal client. The examples are 1:1 coaching or a mentorship program, a high-level mastermind, live event tickets, certification program, membership community, done for you services. If you are a service provider, physical product, group coaching program, all these are the offers. All these can be your core offer. So there are several ways in which you can sell your core offer too, which can be emails to your list, a dedicated sales page, phone consultations or discovery calls, live webinars. These really convert extremely well, but they require a lot of effort. And lastly, the most important thing to remember when building your coaching funnel is that congruency is the thing. Everything should be related, nothing like you're creating a different lead magnet and your introductory offer is totally different from what you created, a lead magnet. And then your core offer is totally different from your introductory offer. That will not work. So from your free content right up to your core offer, you must stay on one topic and go deeper into your chosen topic at every step of the funnel. The last thing I would say that this helps you build value and also basically create trust with your ideal client. And this also, and that really helps your ideal client to buy what you're offering, your online visitors, and you gain subscribers. That's why a coaching business definitely needs a sales funnel. This is what these slides are all about. So I'll just stop sharing. In case anybody has any questions, you can ask me.
I have questions. Actually, I have questions for 2 people here. So I know I have problems with my current lead magnet because it is not converting. And I would love if I could meet with one of you to sort of review, just like look at my lead magnet, my landing page, my thank you page, and then like the email that goes out and how it's announced on my website as well. Like there's something wrong with the process. And then I would like to meet with you, Dipanjani. I don't know if I'm
Mm.
pronouncing your name right, to discuss like the sales funnel strategy for my course. I'm gonna look at what you presented again and sort of draft maybe like a bit of a plan, but I'd like to discuss it quickly with you before I go forward and start building it.
Yes, yes.
If it's
So,
okay.
yeah, I'm, I'm sharing,
Finally, your voice
link.
is kind of
I'm
very.
sharing a link. Where I've created, this is a lead magnet design, okay, which converts. So you can have a look at that. Yeah. So I've shared this link with everybody. You are creating your lead magnets. This is a kind of design which can convert better than what you all have. And, these are some ideas of fonts, of headlines, the pictures, how you use the pictures, your call to actions. These kind of things are going to, the design of a lead magnet also, is a very important part of, your conversion rate. Yeah. It has to be very, it should look good also. The part of the process. And definitely, Helene, I would love to connect with you.
I just want to say I love the diagram. I think it's beautifully done. And I am very visual. And so when I saw it immediately, I was drawn to the colors and the way it was laid out. And I thought, oh, okay, here's a process on one page or 2 pages, right? Instead of having to have something longer. For me, because I'm a visual learner, I found it very appealing, and it just really brought my attention in and made me feel like, oh, there's a way to do this. So I really appreciate the way you designed it.
Thank you, John. I hope it's helpful.
So I want to make an announcement. But before I do, I just want to double check. Does anybody else have any questions or comments for Dipanjali? Okay.
So Helen, which one of us would you like to meet? Kidding.
One or the other, I guess. It's I have my current lead magnet is not going to be the lead magnet for my course. So maybe, I would like to meet with you first to learn from my experience, my current experience, because there's something that I have to fix. But for my course creation, then I'd like to meet with Dipanjali.
Both are gonna give you the same value. So.
Oh, okay. You think I'll just, okay, that sounds good.
So I don't know what they do in Canada, and I don't know what they do in India, but when we were kids in the city, in New York City, when you had to figure out who is going to get chosen for a team, you go once, twice, 3, shoot.
Right.
So
yeah, like,
you'll have to do
it's
that
universal
virtually.
all over the world.
Okay, sounds good. So I can meet with Dipanjali this time. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So I just want to make an announcement about something exciting that I have been involved in co-creating, actually, with a Facebook page. It is not an event that happens. Oh, actually, yes, it is. It's an event that happens online. I have co-created a group called the Women's Empowerment Book Club. And it is a group that's affiliated with my programs, the Women's Empowerment Incubator, and it's free. And we meet twice a month. And Shitish and Rick, I'm sorry, but it's for women, so I apologize. We love you, but it's for women. Anyway, it's a really wonderful group. What we've done is we have selected wonderful authors, and we've already, since July, we've read books by Elizabeth Gilbert, Brene Brown, Shordell Mann, and we're reading a book now that just came out. It's a kick-ass book. It really is, and the author would basically describe it the same way. Her name is Lovey Ajay Jones. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's an up-and-coming, influencer online. She's a comedian. She's a social activist. And the book is called, and wait till you hear this title, Professional Troublemaker, the Fear Fighter Manual. And I just read the first chapter and I love it. We're going to be starting our new session with reading and with sharing on the book November 21st. It's going to be on Sundays from 10:30 to 11:30 in the morning. And if you're interested in being part of it, you are welcome to go to the Facebook page, which I actually have put in the chat. And you can sign up and then you will be receiving information about the next program. Let me just make sure I did that right. The Women's Empowerment Book Club. Yes. Okay. And one of the things we've discovered is that when we bring people together to talk about these kinds of things, it makes it easier for us to do the things that we want to do. And it gives us the opportunity, much like we have here, to support one another and to grow together. So if you're interested, we'd love to have you. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you next week. Any last words other than bye-bye? Okay. Have a
See you.
wonderful
Have a good
week.
weekend.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye,
Take
you
good
too.
care. Deepanjali,
Thank you
thank you
all.
very
Bye.
much.
Exactly.